thought that this could go right along with what we're teaching today.
I did not, and honestly, I would love to get to it as soon as we can squeeze
If
it
if
in
if
there.
we just I didn't know if it would complement what we're already going over and whatnot today.
Did you post it on your page or Christiania or
It's on the Christian Identity group on
okay?
Gab.
Go ahead and do you think you want to bring it up?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up right now just to okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff. The teaching of Balaam is teaching of bastardization.
I didn't proofread it, so maybe a little grammatical errors. So
Yeah, a little bit of spelling. That's not an issue.
Well,
Actually, this is really good. Holy shit.
Faust,
Okay, so
real quick.
uh,
yeah.
Would you? I'm recording right now, so do you mind just like best way to tell our stories is talk about our personal experiences on Gab. Do you want to tell the online people like what happened yesterday?
Oh, okay. So if I'm not mistaken, there were some polls that were going out through white nationalist circles going over which religion or beliefs people were starting to gravitate toward, and there was Christianity versus paganism. And so that is, there's going to be comments, and a little bit of shit slinging. So I'd made the comment that CI is more ethnocentric than paganism. And I said, change my mind. And, excuse me. And so, of course, there comes a bunch of random comments. And so immediately what I've noticed is that nothing comes to change my mind. It's to try to slander and tell me what our beliefs are. They try to throw us in the same lot with Judeo-Christians. So they immediately start using the exact same arguments against us that Judeo-Christians use and that Jews use. Pagans will use the exact same terminology and arguments that these people use against us. And it regardless of any of the arguments, we have to prove, okay, well, this comes from here and this comes from there, and this is what the scripture means. And it normally comes to the exact same cope that we get from Judeos. Well, it's spiritualized, and so you'll get the exact same stuff going on. But anyway, so a couple of them, one of them said, "Oh, well, Moses married a black woman. I'll disregard that, prove that wrong, and
Always
so on and
throwing
so
that
forth."
out.
And then we get to so no one actually is able to show me anything about paganism, miscegenation laws, or commands that says that non-whites can be in their religion. And I remember one guy had brought up to me, he said he worships his white ancestors and he deifies them and that God isn't real. Just going on, I said, okay, so so let's say another white person with the exact same ancestors as you marries a black woman and has children. These mongrel offspring can still claim the white ancestors because technically they're descendants of said ancestor. Do you have anything that says they can't also worship the exact same ancestor or God as you, since they're technically still descendants? And he didn't have anything for me. He eventually blocked me as well. And then eventually we had this one guy and he went on to talking about, it all came to, at first I noticed him trying to say that while CI is ethnocentric, he said it's still, we took a Jewish religion and twisted it to our own way we want to present it. And so and I noticed he never went into his beliefs. And so I tried to be nice and cordial with him. And I got him to trying to explain his beliefs. And then it all became subjective reasoning. He said, well, prove this. And I said, well, can you prove anything that you have? Well, I don't even actually understand my own beliefs. And he went on to that. And then somehow, in some way, then we get on to, because I referred to non-whites as beasts. And then he says, oh, come on, you're too tense. You're an absolutionist or whatever he said. And then he started posting pictures of half-naked gook women, saying you're telling me you wouldn't want to bang that, just whatever the hell else he said. But so anyway, so again, nobody could even come close to changing my mind on that paganism is more ethnocentric than CI. There's absolutely nothing that was said to even get close to it. It just came to slandering them, telling us what we believe, what our actual doctrine is, Has nothing to do with them taking our word for it and going, okay, this is what it says. Well, here's what mine says. It never even got close to that. It just came and says, well, no, you believe this in the Bible. It always just goes to them telling us what we believe.
Oh yeah,
And then somehow we got on to, then somehow one of them said race mixing is okay and promoting it.
Well,
so there you go.
The paganisms always are, is they LARP. They don't actually read any of their shit that they actually say they believe.
Yeah, and we were talking about this a few weeks ago too, where a lot of them, they don't get that the Loki that they worship is a tranny who gave birth to a snake, and
a horse.
tranny horse, whatever.
And see, they hate. I think it all comes down to that they like you said, it's LARP, but they just hate Christianity more so than they love their own people.
Oh, absolutely.
They hate Christianity and whites associated with it more than they hate Jews.
More than they love their own people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of that probably comes from the fact that Christianity points out a lot of evils and wrongs in people's hearts, and they just don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the guy I was talking to, he basically explained to me why he doesn't like Christianity, because after all the nonsense, he said, well, it's absolutionist and authoritarian. I said, so that's the reason you don't like it, because it makes you have to abide by rules.
Yep.
So when it comes down to it, that's really what it is what I'm seeing anyway.
Well, they want their morality to be subjective. So if they want to, what did you say, motorboat goop tits? I mean, he's going to justify it. It's absolutely sick. Duck and I were in this argument where I'm pretty sure it was a JIDF twat, but all of a sudden she's losing an argument, and all of a sudden I'm just a teenager. You're insulting a minor, and I said, get your head out of your ass. And all of a sudden it turned into like, you're a sexual pedophile. I'm like,
yeah.
Do you not understand what this idiom means?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It means you're being stupid.
Well, did you?
Yeah. No, I didn't get to see it.
It started with this pagan was complaining that Christians were a bunch of hypocrites and weren't following what the scripture said. Blah blah blah. I'm like, wait. Did you really just say the reason why Christianity is bad is because the Christians aren't Christian enough? What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Reddit tier arguments, like atheist arguments. That's like the best they got, honestly.
Well, but this one was even more interesting because as soon as they realized they were losing the argument, Duck had said something about something being gay, and all of a sudden we're sexualizing a minor, and it's like, where the fuck do you come up with this sickening, evil shit? Like, that is just disgusting.
That's how you know they're Jews.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I said, it was probably more than
I'm leaning with that. Yeah, I'm leaning on toward that. Just bring up, like, whenever push comes to shove, just pervert it all and try to make it, blame it on somebody else.
When you're born of fornication, you can only think of fornication.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting into that tonight too. So.
Well, that sounds like a perfect segue. Do you want to take us away then?
Yeah, first I just want to add the comment as we were rambling on here. I was reading through Faust's basically document that he posted here, and we're pretty much hitting all the same points. So it really doesn't matter.
I see. I was gonna go over that. I didn't know if I would be available, so I kind of sat there and wrote some of that up this morning.
Your notes are almost like exact to mine, which is even funnier.
Okay, there you go.
So the Septuagint all over again.
Yep. But where are we starting? There we are. Revelation 2:12, 2:12 through 17. Anybody want to read that? The Church of Pergamos, or would you like me to?
I have that up. Revelation 2:12.
Let me pull some of my stuff up.
Stop it, computer.
And if you have my notes, I pretty much copy pasted every verse that we're going over rather than my written notes where it's just footnotes
and
as
then,
to where to find them.
Okay, I see it. Notes, doctrine of Balaam. Okay, I'm all right here.
Yeah, so if you're going off of my written notes, you're going to lose. But if you're going off my type notes, you're going to see everything. It's all in Word document.
Okay. So yeah, you go ahead. I don't have it.
All right. And to the angel of the church of Pergamos, write, these things saith he which has the sharp two-edged sword. I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name and hast not denied my faith. Even in those days where an Antipas, my faithful martyr who was slain amongst you, where Satan dwells. But I have a few things against you, because thou hast them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication. So hast thou also them that hold the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, which we're not getting into tonight, which thing that I hate. Repent, or else I will come thee quickly and fight against them with the sword of my mouth. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches. And obviously, there's a little bit more, but we'll stop it there because we're going into Balaam, not through Revelation. So my first point is the adversary, Satan, in verse 13, which I probably should have put verse 13. The adversary's thronos in the Greek, where the Jew operates since the destruction, where the Jew was operating sort of like a main headquarters, where their central bank, so to speak, would have been post AD 70, after the destruction of Jerusalem by Rome. And we'll try to put a link to Revelation series from Christogenea. I believe it's number 5, that explains this a lot better, or more in depth. And point 2 here, Balak being the king of the Moabs, to put a stumbling block, or in the Greek, scandalon, which is a snare or an offense before Yahweh. The parentheses was mine. A blemish, fault, or stupidity before the children of Israel. So before we jump into Numbers, does anybody want to jump into that? Don't all jump at once.
Sorry, I'm still trying to organize all this over here.
Oh, that's okay.
My computer. I use my computer often, but it hates me.
Okay, well, that's fine. All right, so going into Numbers, Numbers 22 through 25, and a little bit in Numbers chapter 31. Actually, just 1 or 2 verses, I believe. You have the story from Numbers chapters 22 to 24 of Balak hiring Balaam to curse Israel. And 3 times Balaam had attempted to curse Israel, only to bless them. And we don't have to read all of the blessings, but they do actually sort of add to the narrative as to why it is so important that Yahweh prevented them from being able to curse them in any manner except for how they were able to curse themselves. Which brings us to Numbers 25, verses 1 through 9. Anybody want to catch on that?
I'll read it. Hold on. Just Numbers 23, 8. Wait a minute. Say it again. Numbers 23, 18 through 24 here?
No, that's the blessing.
Oh, sorry.
Do we want to read the blessings first?
Sure.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
He's not asking. Okay.
Or Or we can just start at Numbers 25, verses 1 through 9, where we see, without explanation, what actually was happening.
I'll go ahead and read that for you. And let me. I have to go away for about 10 minutes. I'll come right back. So
sounds good.
And is Numbers 25, 1 through 9. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat, and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, Take all the heads of the people, and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle and of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman, through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel, and those that died in the plague were 24,000.
Nice.
Thank you, Faust. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
All right, be right back.
So, is there anything you want to lead with? Otherwise, I have a question.
Ask away, brother.
So, the Midianitish woman, does that... I heard it said that she is a Midianite woman, but I also heard that that's actually reference to her being a rebellious woman or something like
that. There is that speculation, I believe. There was something on Christogenea briefly mentioned on it, and I couldn't find it for this discussion, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not the Midianite as in the child of Midian from Keturah, the name Keturah, Abraham's wife after Sarah passed.
Keturah.
Just like a Kenite, a Kenite being a smith or an actual descendant of Cain. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to differentiate the two. It could be. I believe it's something to do with. I could be wrong here.
Well, it's like naming someone Smith. Not everyone who's named Smith works in a smithy.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of just like a surname or an title of some sort.
Okay.
But they were in the land of Moab, so this quote-unquote Midianite was obviously an actual Moabitess. Genetically Moabitess, not like Ruth, who happened to dwell in a clean land where the Israelites were.
I mean, you don't go to a Moab party, pick up a bunch of Moab women, and then come back with the only Midian woman.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't work that way. And I did have a struggle finding exact references to that, which I do suspect they're more than likely intentionally hidden by the Judeo-Tards and their shekel masters.
You can't even search for any mainstream Christian
sources.
It's really all bogged down.
Yeah, you can't. When are you going to find the needle in a stack of needles at that point? Mm-hmm. There's no point. There's no point in even looking at that point. And we'll get into the Baal Peor, because Peor being a place and Baal meaning Lord. We're going to get briefly into the what Baal worship is as we get into what the product of the doctrine of Balaam brings. So,
quick summary of this, though. So they go off, they party with these women, they make sacrifices to their gods. Yep. One dude brings back one of the women, and he's the one that's bringing the plague on the people.
It's not so. The text isn't precise. It's just giving you an encompassing, short form story to give all the important details. It's not necessarily this one guy that was causing a plague where 24,000 died according to Numbers and 23,000 died according to Paul, which we'll get into later. But
well, it is telling though that it is sin because she came back with him, trying to come into the community, so they're not there worshiping their idol still.
Exactly. And, the Septuagint itself, where it's in verse 1, where it says, in Shittim, or Shittim, let's go on a little bit of a digression here. The word Shittim, I mean, they really got themselves into the shit there, for lack of a better term. I know it's a place, but couldn't be more ironic.
Right.
But what we see here is they were committing fornication, and we'll get into that definition again, which we've already touched upon in brief in a few of our last episodes, which is translated as harlotry in the Septuagint and whoredom from the Masoretic texts in the King James. But I find it funny because the Septuagint here has ek porneo rather than porneo. It has a definite article before it, which I don't know if that brings significance or if that's a clerical error.
I forget what ek means. I actually just recently found that word.
It means of or as, like,
but it's
like
used
that.
as like a genetic factor too, like came from specifically.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Jesus
Hold on
tells
one
the Jews
second.
in John 8:44 that they are of their father the devil, literally means
ek, of.
Born of.
Yes, you were born ek, of. Hold on, where is my Septuagint?
So of
it was right here.
Conceived of fornication, ek porneo. In a way, right?
Yep. Yeah, to bring. Yes, there we go. Ek, to bring forth. All right. To bring forth. You were brought forth from. You know what I mean. You were where it's translated as of. You were brought forth of. So actually, yeah, there we go. Whew. I should have wrote that down. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
All right. And ironically, though, everybody, especially in the Judeo circles, always talks about the idol worship and eating meat sacrificed unto idols as if it's the most important thing. But they neglect that, in verse 2, it says their fornication, basically that it was their fornication because they were lusting after these women. They were then eating meat sacrificed to idols and then worshiping the idols of Baal and Peor.
It was because, not and.
Exactly. That's it exactly. So, and I believe you and I were talking about this at one point. It could have been somebody else talking with, so I apologize if it wasn't. But the important thing to see here is when you're lusting after a woman that is forbidden, you are willing to throw away your own God, who brought you out of Egypt, who brought you out of bondage. You are willing to put him aside to fulfill your own desires. We were talking about this in sort of the form of what the boomers did with the mail order bride craze. And this is essentially what they did. They brought the idols of these women in with these women, and then they started eventually worshiping with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't tell us how long this event took place. So, it more than likely, where 24,000 died of AIDS, we're probably looking at years. This probably went on for years before Phineas grabbed the spear, or in the Greek Septuagint, which is actually kind of cool, barbed spear. So this thing had barbed whatever. And
he used it twice.
Yeah, well, we don't know if it was twice or if it was one good shot.
Other, so.
Well, did he pass through the back of his kinsman in order to get to the belly? I mean, you can do it. You can kill pretty much 4 or 5 people with one spear with one good thrust if they're lined up just right. I mean, he would probably have to do a charging run for it, but
Sorry, I gotta watch her while the wife goes pick up the kid.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
I know.
All right. So So it tells. So, anyways, verse 8 also going back to Numbers 25 here. Verse 8 also tells us that the plague was caused by the fornication, i.e., race mixing event. That verse 7 tells us that Phineas, his spouse, says, "I don't really care about the phonetics, honestly." There's so many different scholarly sources to say one thing or another. The grandson of Aaron, no less, stopped the plague by slaying his fellow Israelite and his alien lover.
Well, a point I wanted to make real quick before I get distracted. So you've heard the term where culture is downstream from race. Sorry.
Say that one again.
Culture is downstream from race.
Yes.
Well then, so like if we have that analogy, wouldn't like their corrupted natures be downstream from their race?
Oh, absolutely, and we're going to get into that we're going to get into that when we hit what is it, 2 Peter and I believe Jude. Yeah, 2 Peter and Jude. Again, that's going to be the product of the doctrine of Balaam, excuse me, which is technically the doctrine of Baal worship too, as we will see later on. So in Numbers, this is a little bit further explained as far as the disease goes, and it's just basically for these very ones were the sons of to the sons of Israel with regard of the word of Balaam, the cause of turning from and disregard for the word of Yahweh on account of Peor, and a plague came amongst them. So it's basically Numbers 31:16 is telling us exactly what we were just talking about, as they were willing, because of their lusts in verse 1, they were willing to throw away Yahweh their God to start in verse 2 eating sacrificed meats sacrificed to idols and worshiping the idols of Baal.
So in other words, like it's like the guy that we were talking to. He's willing to throw away all of his white nationality if he knows he's still going to get some pussy.
Exactly.
Which is
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pagan and I'm white nationalist, but I mean, if there's nobody else.
Well, the problem, and our modern society has completely brainwashed us in order to make us lonely enough that most of us who don't know what Scripture actually says would be stupid enough to go sow our seeds in genetic aliens or brute beasts that are meant to be taken and destroyed, as we'll see soon enough here.
2 Peter 2:12, correct?
2:12. Yes, 2:12. So it actually, that's a great way to break into the next segment of the products of the doctrine of Balaam, starting in 2 Peter, going from verses 9 through 18, and my focus here is only on verses 13 through 15, but I put 9 through 18 because the whole thing gives you a much bigger picture.
But you're not going to be like regular churchianity and just, sniper pick just random verses? You're going to actually read the whole thing in context?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, we're only going... Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah. Yeah, God forbid you actually use scriptures the way they were written.
I can do all things through a verse taken out of context.
All right, I am stealing that one. I'm stealing that one. That's great. Welcome back, brother.
Oh, what's up? Sorry, I had to go help out. I'm probably gonna have to leave here in a minute or so. Go back out there.
That's fine.
It's damn truck. Excuse my language.
What are you working on, a diesel?
No, I'm working on easy. I can't tell if it's a starter, the actual starter itself, or the solenoid. Battery's good. We got to take it apart and look at it.
Oh, that's terrible. So yeah, we're actually heading straight into the good thing you got back right on time. So we just finished up with Numbers 25.
Okay.
And Hopefully, if you listen to it, you'll see what we were saying. But Duck, you want to give him a quick summary before he heads off?
Yeah, don't mind my baby in the background. We were just talking about Balaam.
Yeah.
And how... sorry, my brain is scattered. There's a kid in the background.
All good.
So, like... I'm sorry, you're gonna take this one. I'm a little too...
That's fine. That's fine. All right. So we went from verses 1 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about how in Shittim, the fornication caused the lusts of the Israelites were what caused the verse 2, them forsaking Yahweh and eating meat and worshiping idols unto Baal. Unto Baal and Peor, excuse me. And it tells us, and I made the age joke, but it's, for verse 9, it's almost as if it was like an STD of some sort.
Yeah.
Which oftentimes is completely glossed over.
Mm-hmm.
So verse 8 tells us that the plague was committed, was caused by this fornication or this race mixing event, and the only way to stave it was to get rid of the men who were fornicating with these disgusting alien women.
Hence he killed them both.
Exactly. So that, in summary, that's where we went, and then we went to Numbers 31 verse 16, which you also touched upon in your notes on Gab, which was the explanation that they did forsake Yahweh God in order to screw these women.
That's right.
And that's what caused their idol worship, which caused their plague.
Yeah. He makes, I forgot which specific verse it is, but he brings up like being with these people will lead to you forsaking him. And I forgot exactly which verse. I'll pull it up here in a little bit, but that's what he's talking about. Like, and going back to, I was trying to explain this to my father not too long ago about we're not supposed to race mix at all, but then throughout the Bible you'll notice it makes note of these what I call the no bloodlines. That means absolutely not ever. And he makes notes, the Moabites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, blah blah blah. And I was explaining and this is how I would break it down to a church, a regular Judeo. There's these because a lot of them will run to that the New Testament, that everything kind of sort of changed, which is something I've heard before. But anyway, you break down that when it says they will not enter the congregation, whether you want to believe that's like heaven or just in the assembly of the Israelites, period. These people.
That's Leviticus 10, correct?
Yes.
So going back to that, just to quickly point it out, that was the physical living Israelites.
Yes.
These mongrels, these mamzers.
That's right.
In the Hebrew, shall not be a part of your congregation in
forever.
Forever. They shall not dwell in your house. They shall not dwell in your store or anything.
Anything.
They're not to be serviced, not to be shaken hands with.
You'll even bring curses upon yourself, which I think it goes over in Ezra as well about them. Like a part of them getting under the curse is just doing business with them and allowing them to have business within their own like limits and everything. That brings trouble with it upon everybody as well.
Exactly.
Is that Deuteronomy 23 or?
The Mamzer thing where it talks about them not entering the congregation at all is Deuteronomy 23, 2, I believe.
Oh, was it Deuteronomy? I thought it was Leviticus 10.
It makes another note of, I think in Leviticus, I can't remember. I have to look at my notes here in a second. But the Mamzer itself is Deuteronomy 23. Was it 2 or 3?
It was 2.
Okay,
3 talks about specifically the Moabites and
the Moabites. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
don't raise these people, but really, I'm serious. These people suck.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
So Moabites actually come from incest, and which they also mixed with the other ones as well. But they originally come from, was it Lot and his daughters, an incestuous relationship?
Yes.
And who else is an incestuous baby? Canaan.
Canaan, that's right.
Yep.
And
So
another thing,
incest and race mix. Talk about double damned.
Absolutely.
Another good thing to bring up, I, the Lord, do not change. Malachi 3:6.
That's right.
Jesus Christ
Exactly.
the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews 13:8. And
That's right.
James 1:17. The Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows.
That's right. So
Exactly.
with that and with understanding that these no bloodlines, when they spread and when they mix, whatever they dump off into, these people become genetically predispositioned to be antichrist.
Correct. And going back to First
And that's
John,
their
there are
seed.
That's right.
Going back to First John, many antichrists are being born. Like they're
right
being
there.
birthed. They're being birthed. They're not whites, saying, "Oh, I forsake Jesus."
That's not what it is.
Exactly.
Jesus.
They're being bred. And when you do, yeah, and I should add, when you hear me use that Jeebus or Jesus or Jesus, it's just a mockery of Judeo-Tardation. His name. When you hear me actually honoring him, I will use the term Yahshua. So
yes,
just so we're clear. But Faust, you're absolutely right, and that is actually, that's a great segue into the product of the doctrine of Balaam, to which we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes, to which we will get into now with 2 Peter 2:9-18. If anybody wants to pick up and read,
I'll read it, and then I gotta go back to about 10 more minutes.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Product of doctrine of Balaam, 2 Peter 2:9-18. Focus on 13 to 15. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanness, and despise government. Presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Whereas angels, which are greater in power and might, bring not railing accusation against them before the Lord. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of all things that they do not understand, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. Spots they are and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you, having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart that they have exercised with covetous practices. Cursed children, which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bozer, who loved the wages of unrighteousness, but was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumb, I think is that the dumbass speaking with a man's voice forbade the madness of the prophets. Okay, I got that right. These are wells without water, clouds that are carried with a tempest, to whom the mist of darkness is reserved forever. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness. Those that were clean escape from them who live in error. I like the constant focus on 13 through 15 there. That reminds me, that's niggers.
Oh, for sure. But it's really pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
But the product of what these these beasts actually become is the primary focus of what the product of the doctrine of Balaam is, which is explained in quite significant detail in just these 3 verses, 13 through 15.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
I'll be right back, guys.
Yep. Sweet. Anybody around? We lose everybody?
No, I'm here. I'm just saying goodbye to the kid.
I'm still here.
All right.
Anybody
want to add thought?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alrighty.
Anybody want to add thoughts to what Faust just read before we sort of just keep going off of the notes? Okay.
Oh shit! Now I muted myself. I so like kind of like not like a direct like understanding of it, but you'll see in these churchanities, these Christians will literally like worship the flesh of the black people and bring them into the church, even at the expense of their own families. I mean, you see that with when they even when they adopt the black kids, you know, they'll have
absolutely.
The moms will have the black kids sitting on their laps, and the white kids that are their own flesh and blood will stand in the back corner.
Yep, exactly. It's almost like what do they do in the Hollywood with that little dog? What is it? Chihuahua. It's almost like they get the Negro Chihuahua.
I mean, you could sit here and go over 2 Peter chapter 2 for 4 hours, word by word. And I mean, for example, a spot in your feast of charity, you're not supposed to give them anything.
Yeah,
that's just what that
exactly.
means. You don't give them anything, and they are a spot. If you end up feeding them, well, guess what? Matthew 25, you're only judged by how you treat the sheep. You're not judged by how you treat the goats.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter that you gave them food. They're a spot in your feast of charity.
Yep.
They're also cursed children, not a servant, not a follower. It's a child, and it's cursed from its origin.
Exactly. And that's actually a good point, Adam, because most of them have childlike intellect at best. Especially, you know, the Negro with the average IQ being 69 in Africa or something like that. That's below retard.
It's lower than orangutans, you said.
Yeah, well, the orangutan's average IQ, I think it's like 83. I mean, that's 12 points ahead of the game there.
The African game, yeah. Basketball, right?
Football, I don't give a shit. It's all nigger ball.
Yeah.
Well, they're all white sports, but played by niggers, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could go over, what was I going to say about 2 Peter chapter 2.
We could sit here for hours.
Since you brought up sports, I mean, just look at that. That's a form of worship. And we know for a fact there's more white people. We're more stronger on average than the average blacks, but yet you see them forced more into sports.
I think the top statistic of the 100 strongest men were all of European descent.
Yeah, and so how is that reflective in sports based on strength and speed? I mean, yeah, sure, the Kenyans are pretty goddamn fast, but they definitely aren't going to be matching for strength. And so you see, like in football, all these black people coming in, and same thing with music. It's intentionally shifted towards blacks because you bring
because
the
of the Jew owners.
Well, yeah, you bring the blacks into the community, and they take it. They'll take over your community.
Look at Detroit. I saw a meme where somebody said where showed a picture of Nagasaki 60 years after her the bombing, and it's you know, this vibrant, beautiful city.
Detroit,
and then some retard says, "Now look at Detroit 60 years after liberalism." It's like that wasn't liberalism that did that. That was niggerism.
Yeah, look at Vermont. It's very liberal, but yet they're white, and they are one of the most peaceful states in the union.
Yeah, look at Australia.
Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire are the 3 safest states, and they are the 3 whitest states.
Australia was a penal colony. Well, guess what? They were started off with a good seed. The English, petty crime committers, all sent off, all a good seed, and they end up a first world nation.
And they built it out of the worst hostile environment on the planet, pretty much.
Exactly. What did they do? They tamed the entire wilderness.
So another thing with 2 Peter chapter 2, I was just at a church a few weeks ago. They went over this chapter. They actually just read the whole thing From verse 1 to verse 22, they just read the whole thing, and that was it. And, well, then they go over it, and they're sitting there like, yeah, these are false teachers. And then it's like they skip over the fact that, well, they're cursed children. They skip over the fact that these beasts, cannot cease from sin. And then they're sitting there talking about how we should try to help them. But then at the end of the chapter, Peter says, as Christ alludes to in his gospel, Peter says they're swine. They're just going to go roll back in the mud and get dirty all over again. And then Christ says, don't cast your pearls to swine.
Lest they turn and rend you.
We are not to even attempt to clean them, because as in Matthew 12, or is it 13, they're a house that can hold a spirit, and they're going to have 7 more spirits enter their house, and the time after is worse than the beginning. That's what Peter says in that chapter, 2 Peter chapter 2.
And even so, even outside of the Bible, we've tried to help them several times. And even if you don't believe in Christianity, if you don't see the results of each of those attempts to help, they've all failed and backfired tremendously.
That's a perfect point, too, because look at the Peace Corps. It's basically an atheistic crap thing. It's worthless. They've gone to how many African countries to dig wells, and what do the Africans do? They piss and shit in them. Yeah, exactly.
This is a good analogy I had working on the job. I was trying to explain to my buddy this, and we were sitting around, and I work with there's a bunch of Mexican construction workers out there, and we're sitting there, and I was trying to explain to him these things. And I said, you see, look, in my job, I'm a millwright, so I have to go work on all this shit all the time. So I say, so white people, we build and maintain the machines. I said, this is what they do. And you can see one of them's pissing on the engine. I said, they piss on them. And that's it.
That really did happen.
They do that in my field of work too. They piss in everything.
Yeah, they just piss on it. They don't give a shit.
No.
Why would they need to ever, even if they could figure it out, why would they even want to while white man's there to do it?
Exactly.
Well, I work with Mexicans too, and I'm a recycling nut. And
oh God, they're disgusting,
dude. Like, you'll tell them all goddamn day, like, hey, separate the plastic from the cardboard, and you know what happens? Then they'll start throwing their food in there too.
Oh yeah,
dude, I fucking finding soda cans and bananas and leftover Chinese food in the goddamn cardboard box. I'm like, are you serious?
Oh yeah.
And then my boomer coworkers, but they're really hard workers. They're really hard workers.
Bullshit.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just cope. They're not. I've been working. I live in Texas, so there's tons. I see Mexicans all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know where their hardworking bullshit comes from. They gang up on subjects, and there's a lot of them, and you don't have to pay them shit. And they half of them sit there. The other ones half of them work, and the other ones watch them work, and then they swap places. That's it.
Yeah.
And what it is it's a low expectation of the conservatives and what they expect from black people. And they apply it to the Mexicans, and they say, oh, wow, these guys are hard work. Holy shit.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
He said exactly that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
That's a perfect point. Like, what the conservatives expect from the niggers, that they get out of the Mexicans, which it makes perfect sense.
And I grew up in a predominantly white town. I think I think it's around like 96% white, I would say. There's very few non-whites here. But wherever they would have Mexicans, Negroes, and even some Asians every now and again, outside of the very few that actually try their best to do their job, they all don't do anything. Some of the laziest workers that I've ever worked with were all Mexicans and Negroes.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that stereotype exists, the sleepy Mexican statue, because it was fucking true.
Oh yeah, when I was doing construction
Exactly.
10 years ago, it was my boss bought a place in the middle of the hood, an apartment complex, mind you, and he was hiring locals. I mean, this is a 2-hour drive for me when gas was at its highest, and it's like all the shit we had was just disappearing, and we had this place locked down like Fort Knox. And my boss is like, I don't understand. Where did all the copper wire go? Like,
damn, you don't know. It didn't ever dawned on you, huh? God bless.
You know, yeah, God bless, yeah. No, this dumbass was literally Judeo-tired, like I was at that point. And he's like, oh, well, they all just need a chance. Like, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars did you lose in this job?
Mm-hmm.
I know I've lost about $500 worth of tools. How many hundreds of thousands did you lose? Because we lost carpet, we lost wire, we lost pipes. Like, what did you lose, buddy? Like, and then I'm sleeping with a fucking 9mm under my pillow because we had to have somebody there on occasion.
Yeah.
And we barricaded the freaking windows. It was bad.
If you brought
and it wasn't because of the socioeconomics. It was because of the nature of the beasts. Yeah. The products, as we still haven't gotten into, the products of the doctrine of Balaam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's.
Let's.
I mean, does Jude go over that?
Yeah. Well, let's hit verses 13 through 15 real quick, and then we're getting into Jude 7 through 11. So, what do we see? Like, they're riotous in the daytime in verse 13, right? Like, they're not afraid to burn shit down, and we've seen this for the last 3 years. In the middle of the day, they'll come out in droves and burn cities down, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Adam already touched upon spots and blemishes, and Jude 12, blemishes or spots on our feast of charity. But the most important thing that people don't understand is their lustful intent towards our women.
Everything in them is like that's like all they think about almost. I working with them, I know that's what I get to exhibit and hear.
Yeah,
half the time it's like, good Lord,
it's all sex. It's all sex.
Well,
eyes full of adultery. Moikos.
Back in my more degenerate times, I worked with Hmong guy, and he told me when he watched porn, he wouldn't watch Asian porn. He'd only watch white people. He said he preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
They only want white women. They are disgusting creatures.
They're just genetically predispositioned to want to exterminate us and have our women. Like, seriously, they come out the womb that way.
Well, in verse 14, it continues on to say that they can't even cease from it.
That's right.
They can't stop it.
Yep.
They can't stop it. And Adam already talked about them being children of a curse.
What I think is interesting is our white women are actually less racially. They're. I should start over. The white women are more racially aware sexually than white men are.
Oh yeah,
and that's interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They want our women, but our women actually do reject them quite often because they're obviously, subhuman, and our women are very in tune with that. Even, but that's why the serpent goes after the woman, is because not only is our women the key to civilization, her womb, but she's also susceptible to that propaganda. And so while her instincts are there and she can be in tune with them as long as you teach her that, but the social pressures are very, that's also something that
almost all of your race mixing, almost all of that propaganda is geared to appeal to women. That's why all your love stories and everything, and because they're the main target. Mm-hmm. They really are.
It's that
there
that's a
are
part of
future.
their psyche with their inherent nature with women and the psychology and social status and all that.
Well, how many movies have you seen where the main white guy who's pursuing the white girl also turns out to be a giant asshole, a premature ejaculator, or he's just no, he's actually gay, and then the whole time she's just been ignoring the kind and golden-hearted nigger sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
Where in the real story is the white guy's being the gentleman, trying to do it the right way, and the nigger is just fucking flaunting on her all goddamn day until she wears down.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just it. Most of the time that our women end up with these is because they finally just give up.
Yeah, they don't got an Aryan man standing up there trying to be the man in their life.
And you're right, they don't. But then again, here's the other issue, because it's a double-sided coin or double-edged sword, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
They're also programmed to try to destroy us, break us down as men, verbally, physically, whatever they can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just from the Talmud vision, from the school indoctrination centers. I mean, they are taught to literally break down the white man.
Everything you taught in history is every single evil person, like actual evil person who's ever lived, was white.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Everybody else was just misunderstood.
Well, that's probably just a coincidence because only white people actually ever did anything in history. So,
yeah,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not going to go to you're not going to go to a library and see find a book of the greatest inventions of Albania. Or Morocco. You're not.
The greatest inventions of Albania.
You're just not. You will find 97% of all the greatest inventions ever came from the white man.
It's probably higher than that, really.
So
it probably is.
So verse 13, they cannot cease from sin, and
yes, or was it 13 or 14? I think. Yeah.
14.
Yep, 14.
Cannot cease from committing sin, as they are a product of sin, and their own children are a curse or cursed.
Well, if you are a curse, I mean, you're technically cursed. So, I mean, at that point, what is it? What difference does it make?
The law, the curses of Deuteronomy and in the prophets, the curses are natural results of sin.
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, you have the beginning of fornication is the creation of idols.
That's right.
And that is race mixing.
That's right.
And so once you go off into idolatry, inevitably you will race mix yourself out of existence.
Yes.
And so you got many different things with the prophets and the law. The curses end up becoming those race mixed peoples.
Oh yes,
they are a curse.
Yeah, and what did Peter say? They were clouds without water. They
don't have souls.
And
broken cisterns are not able to hold any.
Yeah, broken cisterns not able to hold
Jeremiah
any water.
2.
Yep. Jeremiah 2, what was 21 to 24, something like that.
God cannot occupy a vessel that is corrupt.
So he can't. Yeah, he doesn't. This is what Jesus saying. I never knew you. Like, you're not of me.
Yeah.
You're not born from above. I can't. There's
he didn't
no
create them.
Yes,
exactly. And it's funny. It's funny here because if you read verse 15 real quick, it goes on to say, "Which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam the son of Bozar." Now, to have forsaken something, somebody has had to have tried to at least raise you right. So the Israelite parent who committed this fornication, creating this mongrel, tried to raise it right, but it had no capacity to do so.
Yeah.
Just as Cain in the Genesis account, the sin lied at the door, which is the door into the world.
Gave him all
That's
chances.
Right. Through him. There you go.
Exactly.
Because God is a God of justice, and he still gave this corruption a chance, and he didn't take it.
If it's not only to prove the point, that there is no good in them.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why Yahweh told Cain, sin lieth at the door, but you would pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, you'd pretty much be to do good, but he couldn't.
He couldn't.
He couldn't. The Judeos love to bring up, Christ always challenged his enemies to do good. He always challenges them. Well, and they always failed. They always failed, and
he more so was pointing out to them that they couldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that he never challenged the Israelites to do well. He just wanted them to do well.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
exactly. He gave them a law that showed them how to do well, what he expects.
Do well. Prove to me that you're good, and then maybe we'll talk, but they can never get past that.
Exactly. Unfortunately for us, being Israelites under the judgment of the law, we have that stupidity about us, which goes back to whatever the Greek word was I used there. Scandalon. We create our own scandals, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad, but look, at the end of the day, we know who we are now. At least some of us do. And we know how this ends. And we know that despite whatever sin I have, or Faust has, Duck, Adam, Eagle, whoever, we're going to be able to overcome that through Christ. That we are washed in his blood.
Yeah, and the other nations were never given the law, and so there is no sacrifice for their cleansing, because they are not under the law.
He can't. He wouldn't anyway.
No, you're absolutely right.
It doesn't apply.
Exactly.
No redemption for the unredeemable.
That's right.
And the fact that they even exist is a testament that they are sin.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And the Apostle John gets into that. There are those who commit sin, and then those who are authors of sin. It's written on them, so to speak, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where there is no law, there is no transgression.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, they can't even be guilty of sin, because therefore they don't need forgiveness. There is no forgiveness if there's no law.
Yeah, because their end is different than ours.
Mm-hmm.
Their end is our beginning, if you want to go back into the wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah.
The end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob. I can't remember which chapter and verse off the top of my head, but...
And speaking of Solomon, who said all this wisdom, all this straightforward stuff, he even succumbed to his foreign wives.
He did? And what happened? He destroyed the entire kingdom to the point where they split.
Well, I mean, if you really look at it, it was an empire.
Well, yeah, it was an empire, but still, it became an empire, unfortunately. But all right, so moving on, we're in Jude 7 through 11, and of course I didn't copy paste Jude. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Oh, I have it right here open. Good. So even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication, porneo, and the going after of strange or different heteros flesh, are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Likewise also the filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion or authority, is what it should be in modern English, and speak evil of dignities or those in authority. Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil or the false accuser, he disputed about the body of Moses. Durst not bring him against a railing accusation, but Yahweh rebuked thee. Mm-hmm. But these speak evil of those which they know not. And I'm leaving things out of there purposely because those is referring to people, not things or items. Mm-hmm. But what they know naturally as brute beasts, in those they corrupt themselves. Woe to them, for they have gone in the way of Cain and greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. I know King James says Kor here from the Greek, but it's Korah from Numbers. Give me a second here. Numbers 16. To which we can just briefly flesh out that story once we get to the verse 11. So, any thoughts here?
Yeah, could you read the part about Cain and Balaam again, please?
Yeah, woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah.
So look at the verse is literally putting those two aspects together, the way of Cain.
Together.
Oh, those three aspects, actually.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with the third one.
The third one is the attempt to take over the priesthood, like how Cain tried to kill Abel.
So Korah took 250 princes of Israel in the wilderness to Moses to basically overthrow him, mutiny, if you will. And that's when Yahweh opened up the ground and swallowed them whole before Moses and the congregation. So that's Korah. I don't know why it's translated as core here. Like it's not an apple core or anything. It's
yeah. It might be a non-silent E.
or it could be pronounced Corre or Corre, whatever. But we don't know. Well, at least I don't. Somebody I'm sure does.
As long as we know what it's talking about.
Correct. And again, we're going back to the definition here in verse 7 of the pursuit of strange flesh, i.e. fornication.
And those fallen angels.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's a perfect linear story. Fallen angels creating Cain, Korah, or how we say it, all the way to Balaam.
Yeah.
And race mixing.
Yeah.
Strange flesh.
Yep. Well, the fact that, as Duck pointed out, that Cain and Balaam are mentioned in the same sentence as being part of the same problem tells us exactly what's going on.
What it's talking about. Yep.
But don't worry, guys. It's just spiritual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just spiritual. All right, let's pack it up. Call it a night. We're done. All right.
Yeah. John 3:16. Everyone go home.
Yes. We are all niggers and kikes in Christ. Go home.
I actually brought up, someone said, as long as you believe and you try to do the will of God. And I just, in church today, and I said, Matthew 7. Christ says, depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could not answer it and look good while doing it. They couldn't do it.
No, and that's the hard part. And like I've been guilty of being confronted with, not so much anybody from Christian Identity when I was a Judeo-Tart, but pagans and stuff, and they've come up with these same arguments, and I've had no answers. And that's kind of why I was studying so hard, and eventually how I ended up in being Christian Identity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just where it is.
Well, that's why I advocate for a lot of this Discord on Gab, because you forge yourself in this fire, you're going to come out a little stronger.
Yeah, it
sucks though.
it's hot. Well, which proverb? No, Ecclesiastes 1:18. Was that what we were talking about the other day, Duck?
You have to remind me.
Oh gosh, I'll remind you as soon as I figure it out myself. remind myself here.
Ecclesiastes 1:9, you said?
1:18.
1:8. That is, all things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eyes is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 1:18. I'm an idiot.
Okay.
For in as much wisdom is much grief, and
yes.
he that increases knowledge increases sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you actually know you're on the right path, you start seeing the world for what it really is.
Yeah, you see how black pilling it can really be. You need to be you definitely need to be on solid ground. I honestly believe that it's set up in a way where Yahweh won't open your eyes until he knows you're ready. It was like when I was bringing up about my buddy when I explained to him, and he was like, well, he's like, you live in a world where your white people are being genocided by brown people, and these Jews run the world. He's like, I don't want to live in a world like that. I'm like, you already do.
Yeah, no kidding. Believe me, I don't want to live in that world either.
Yeah,
I just have to face the reality here of what's going on.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a very
another
depressing
thing. Go ahead.
Say that again, Eagle.
It's a very depressing thing to realize this truth that everything that's going on around us, controlled by the Jews and controlled by Negroes.
Yeah.
And having it all go down, it's very depressing.
Yeah.
That's the least depressing part of it. Like, look at how many, I don't know about y'all guys, but look how many people in our lives that have literally just written us off because, now we're racist. Now we're bad people.
That's my next point is we gain nothing for having these beliefs. We have everything to lose for even saying anything about it.
And we do lose. We do lose.
In this world. Yeah.
Our grief increases, our sorrow increases, and we are left alone.
Just look at John the Baptist. He lived homelessly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Eating honey and grasshoppers, right?
Oh, that's tough.
Or even Paul, who lived in prison for a long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still didn't stop.
No, he did not stop.
Whenever you're able to, what I say, properly cope with the reality of the situation, you won't stop.
No.
You will find anything and everything you need to keep pushing forward. And other than physical death is the only thing that can stop you.
Oh, absolutely. And
that doesn't happen until Yahweh allows it either.
Well, I'll tell you this: after hearing Fink's story about him going to jail and coming out a badass, basically, I don't fear going to jail at all. It sucked being separated from your family, but if that's the deal I'm dealt with, I will welcome it.
We know it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The persecution.
It's tough.
That's what they want.
It's doable. I promise. If in the right time, you'll manage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and don't forget, poor William Fink was, he was in on a charge they found him not guilty for that they didn't even drop the charges for. So I mean, he got screwed loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, piggyback. That's the right word.
God just wanted him there, honestly.
He'll focus you. You'll focus yourself. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more. And unfortunately, we're probably all going to end up there at some point. But
I didn't snap out of my non. Yeah.
Before we jump back into it, I just want to read this one.
Which one?
John 15:18.
Okay.
If the world hates you, ye know that it had hated me before it hated you.
Doc, you cut out. Can you read that again?
Yeah, were you breaking up a little bit? Yeah.
Sorry about that. John 15:18. If the world hated you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. And it's almost like confirming for us to know that the more we get hated, the more we pursue this truth. We're on the right path. Yeah. The mainstream doesn't hate Judeo-tards.
They don't. No,
but they love
them. They love. Well, they do, but they love.
They
using
love themselves.
them.
Yeah.
The mainstream doesn't hate the pagans. They have the TV show Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Judeotards are just an easy punching bag.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes. They have
Exactly.
some semblance of the ultimate threat.
Yeah.
So who's the most hated then?
You and me, brother.
The racist.
The racists who justify it through scripture, really.
Oh,
the racists who can prove it through scripture.
Yes, prove it.
Yeah.
We don't sit here and justify it. Yahweh justifies it.
The scholarly
We
race.
prove it. Yeah, the scholarly racist.
Exactly.
I like it.
Scholar.
I like
I'm
it.
not a racist. I'm a scholar racist.
Yep.
Yeah. I always tell them, how can I be racist? There is only one human race. It's white.
Yeah, exactly.
Not racist.
Exactly.
All right.
Racist is not in the Bible, but the word race is.
That's right.
You got First Peter 2:9 ESB and Romans 9:3 through 4 NIV.
Mm-hmm.
The word race is in there.
You want to read them for us real quick?
Yeah, I gotta get them up here. Hold on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go to Romans 9.
Absolutely,
first.
that's a good place to start, brother.
It's actually a bad translation, so I'm going to
jump on Chris again.
I guess I could say it because it's not.
I've got my eSword pulled up. I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it here. Romans 9:3 NIV. For I wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my people, those of my own race.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it said. That's exactly what it says in the Greek. If we're going to use the modern term race in.
Yeah, it says it's right here is kinsman, and that is relative by blood, by extension.
Well, not only that, I believe the word is paternal kinsman. Like you share the same forefather, not like the Jews and Judith and their mommy.
Yeah, it says right here with G80 is a brother, like same father.
Correct. Okay.
So literally,
I was right about that. Yeah, sharing the same forefather is essentially what that means.
And then 1 Peter 2:9 ESV. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So in the Judeo-Tard, ESV, and NIV, the word race exists, but there is no such word racist. It does not exist.
Exactly. And actually,
you will answer for every empty word.
Racist is actually, I believe it's either Marxist or Trotsky.
I think it's Trotsky.
Thank you. In order to promote basically what they're doing to us today. So if you point out that the Jews are behind everything, you're a racist. Well, they were doing that in Russia prior to World War I. And they would just start labeling everybody an anti-Semite or a racist.
Well, their first laws were anti-Jewish or anti-hate against Jews laws by penalty of death.
Yeah, I'm only using anti-Semitism or anti-Semite because that's the term everybody's familiar with. They're not Semitic. I will just put that there. They are not even Hamitic. They are Mongolian mongrels. I mean, they don't even have much Edomite.
They're Arabs.
No, Jews are just the most race mixed creatures on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. And Adam, to go to your point, actually in Nehemiah 13:2-3, we're going to hit after, and just after we get through the rest of Jude here. But it says because they met not the children of Israel with bread and water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them. Howbeit our God turned the curse into a blessing. Now it came to pass, when they heard the law, they separated from the Arab, the mixed multitude.
The mixed multitude.
Mongrel race. Arab in Hebrew. Mongrel race.
And Dustin Nemos can't even see that verse.
Well, he's
no. or one himself.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Krieger.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to think of what the hell his actual name was. Justin Sheckelstein.
Yeah. So we got 2 books literally focused around separating Ezra and Nehemiah, separating away from these people.
Well, Ezra is like what, 3 chapters or 2 chapters entirely of separating from them?
Yeah.
Should I go on with verse 12 here?
Yes. I'm sorry. Go for it.
These are spots in your feasts of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. So should they be in fear? Clouds they are, without water, carried about of winds. Trees whose fruits wither, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. Raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame. Wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever.
Yeah, exactly.
So how can you apply that to people in the Judeo sense if everyone can be saved? If you're twice dead.
Well, and it's funny because they'll use something like what's the doctrine of it's the opposite of Calvinism.
Arminianism?
Yeah, where it says you can lose your salvation or something for being a complete screw up or something stupid. I mean,
no one can pluck you out of God's hand except for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So now you can pluck yourself.
That's John 10, by the way.
John 10, thank you. But we have this issue here with people assuming that this is somehow spiritual. And if you go back, he's literally talking brute beasts. They're physical. They corrupt themselves. Woe unto them. They've gone after the way of Cain and greedily after the arrow of Balaam. And this is where we're at. These are physical mongrel, Arab or Mamzers. Take your pick. Scripture has 2 words for mongrels.
I like the word dog.
There's dog also.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is very true. This is very, very true. So, where were we? But look at verses 8 through 10. I mean, the body of Moses, I don't remember off the top of my head. I believe that's referring to the congregation of Israel, accusations being railed against them by a false accuser, if I remember correctly. Faust, you might know that one.
So, sorry, say again.
So the body of Moses being the children of Israel.
Yes.
Okay. So all right. So I was right on that one. And these things constantly, like it says devil here, which literally just means false accuser.
False accuser, yes.
They're falsely accusing the Israelites of pretty much whatever they're doing.
Projection all the way back then.
Exactly. And it also said in verses 8 through 10, it also says that they're naturally inclined to act as brute beasts. I mean, the fact that there's a natural inclination to it should tell you that these are physical beings, that their frontal lobes are very underdeveloped. Yeah. And they speak of shit they have absolutely know nothing about. And I put in my notes, making shit up as they go, because that seems to be the way.
I mean, we talk a lot of crap about like niggers because they're obviously pretty damn bad and pretty stupid.
They're low hanging fruit, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, Mexicans, like the half-breed, more half-breeds, mongrels are worse because they can blend in more and adapt a little bit better.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they have all these same curses, but they're just a little bit more subtle.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The more they look like us, the more sympathetic we
are
become
towards them. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And I think that's why that dude that you were dealing with the last night with the gook women is why he used pictures of because they look half gook, like they look half white.
Yeah.
Like
the skin's close enough. There could be some white people with a very similar color tone, and her face wasn't too gookified where it looks like kind of like a monster. So it was very reminiscent.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
it
we
didn't
just
look
call
like
him
somebody...
what he is, a Balaam priest? Because
yes,
that's why I had a lot more problem with him than say if he was just a fetisher. Because he was going around trying to promote it to everybody that it's a good idea.
Rationalize it.
A Balaam
Well,
priest.
he was trying to get everybody to say that, well, yeah, I would love to tap that, or whatever they say in their retard language. Basically admitting that we would want to have sex with that same thing that he wants to have sex with. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
I'd rather kill it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're
allegedly.
That. Allegedly.
Oh no, I'm being
it's
serious.
Amazing. He says in Minecraft. He says. Well, how he said it, he's like, if he was on like a deserted island, we could, you would like. This is like typical Jewish terminology here to try to pull and manipulate into being sympathetic to what he's saying. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, we can only speculate then too about the Israelite men having the same shit done to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Come on, you don't want to look at that Jebusite. Come on, man.
You're corrupted through pleasure, not through pain.
Yeah.
Exactly. So back to verse 11 here with not as Cain. So I found this quite interesting. The cross reference being from 1 John 3:12, where it says, "Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil, and his brothers were righteous." And so the cross reference here from Jude 11 to 1 John 3:12 was kind of thought-provoking to me, and I didn't write the thought down. I should have, so I'm going to butcher what I was thinking. Anyways, so, but it just kind of dawned on me. So that first part with Cain, like how many of our kinsmen would betray us for their gook wife? Would betray us for their nigger wife? Like would they turn the knife on us or the gun?
Well, take like how long our buddy Dustin Nemos, how long he coped about slandering and everything over this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw. Sorry to interrupt you. Dustin Nemos went on to Handsome Truth and badmouth Bill Fink almost the entire time.
Yeah, he
threw
angry.
Our whole group into the meat grinder.
Wait, he went on HT's stream?
Yep, HT did an interview with him, and he badmouthed
that dude looks like some guy.
Was this recent?
It was just recent. I'll post the video or the link.
Oh my!
I'll post the link.
Wow!
It starts at 46 minutes.
Maybe we should do another video for that one.
Oh God!
Absolutely.
Oh, no,
I still have to watch it, but I was hearing about it. But anyway, sorry about that, Faust, to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're fine, well, that just goes to prove my point even further. Look at that.
Yeah,
the levels that they will go, and all of this is over us condemning him over his gook wife. He would rather see him with his gook wife and his abomination children. He would spite his entire people over this.
Yeah, he would.
He would burn the
again,
law.
it goes back to 1 John 3:12. It's like
on top of look how close he is to almost all of our beliefs and teaching. Look how close he is to home, but this one thing shoots him way off over there. Way off.
Corrupted on one aspect, and you turn the entire message into poison.
A little leaven leavens the whole lump.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was a little lost there. Like, what happened with the whole stream with Handsome Truth?
So Handsome Truth, you know about him, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen a few clips of his.
Yeah, so he, Dustin Nemos or Krieger or whatever.
You probably won't be familiar with him. I mean,
so
he's a video. He's a pretty much very new clown, if I'm not mistaken.
But he did a debate with that one guy that was harassing our channel for a while and saying he was an expert Bible guy. I'll share that debate to the group too. And he goes on there calling himself Christian identity while also defending race mixing. And then he got into it with Bill and with Bruce for a while there, and everyone in the group just kind of ganged up on him. And then he goes on to
he ended up blocking me.
Yeah.
I know, that was even funnier. The fact that he blocked Faust. Faust just keeps.
I hammered him for 3 days. I hammered that son of a bitch.
But weren't you literally just being like a godly kinsman and telling him to repent?
That's all I was doing. I kept reiterating it. He would keep sharing the exact same article and quotes, and I say none of this says it's okay to race mix, because he was just obfuscating.
You know that article he kept saying he kept sending with the Israelite gooks or whatever? That was his article.
Yes, and he just sent it, and I was like, this does not allow race mixing. Repent, Dustin.
No.
Yeah. So he goes on to Handsome Truth, and I guess I have to see it for myself. So
I'm going to watch that at some point later.
He badmouthed our group, and called Bill Fink a Jew now, I guess. I mean,
imagine promoting race mixing to your kinsman and then calling another identity teacher that condemns it a Jew. Imagine.
Oh my God! Yeah.
What kind of predicament does your mind have to be in to cope with reality on that?
Well, here's another thing. Imagine having a very well-known Kruger Jewish last name and then accusing somebody with an Austrian last name, Fink, which has been usurped by Jews, just like many Irish names.
The German,
it's a very Germanic name, and accusing them of being a Jew based off of that. It's like Kruger is a Jew name.
Yeah.
Kruger's where
I think
Krieger
it's actually
comes from.
Krieger, but
Krieger's
he's acting like a Jew.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Call everybody else a Jew who doesn't allow your race mixing. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. It's absolutely insane. But again, going back to and I should have put this in earlier notes.
Back to Jude earlier,
but I think we're pretty much wrapped up with Jude. Anybody want to add?
Sorry.
I mean, we have we have just basically we covered Cain, who was of that wicked one, and then I quoted from 1 John 3:12, and now we're just basically Balaam, which we've covered in quite significant detail at this point. The women of Moab seduced the men of Israel in the desert.
So can we touch on one thing about Moses?
Please do.
So when they left out of Egypt, I can't quote it off the top of my head, there was a mixed multitude that did follow them into the desert. And I've come across a lot of people saying, well, they were at the mount, so they actually were a part of that. And if you read it, it says nothing about anybody but Israel making that covenant.
Yes.
I just want to put that out there.
That's a good point. Thanks for pointing that out.
And I think we have Janus and Jambri or something like that, and they caused the Israelites to go astray in the desert. But also, I can't remember where it is, but when Yahweh said that this generation's going to have to die out before I allow you to enter into the promised land, that was also to get rid of that mixed multitude that that wedged themselves in there, and it's explained. I mean, like I said, I don't know the scripture off the top of my head, and I should. Shame on me. But you can look this up. This is very verifiable information.
Which one is it?
Their trek and to why they weren't allowed to leave the desert until that Moses' generation died out because of the mixed multitude.
That might be it. I thought it was at least when Moses hit the rock twice, he went against God's word.
That's
he didn't
part
say
of it.
To hit the rock. Yeah.
That's part of it. Like that's absolutely part of it. But there's more nuances that people often overlook. Like
I think there is a mixed multitude in the Exodus somewhere.
There is, and I can't remember off the top of my head right now, and I apologize for that. It's part of the conversation that should have happened, but I wasn't ready for. We'll pick it up at some point in the future. So, anyways,
like we always said, the whole Bible is racial. We'll do this forever.
Exactly, and And look how much we've been able to cover.
Is it
with Revelation 2.
Is it Exodus 12:38?
I will double check. Give me 1 second. You said 12:38?
12:38.
There were about 600,000 men on foot besides women and children. Many other went up with them, and also large droves of livestock, both flocks and herds, with the doe.
And a mixed multitude went up with them, also with them. Let me see here. Yeah, that's also Arabs. Let's see. So mongrels did go up with them. It didn't say they.
I think Judah's family, his mixed bastard children, were.
Oh, you know what?
With
That's
them
true.
the whole time.
That's true. I totally forgot about that part. But yeah, no, the Judah's bastard children were with.
Yeah, that can go to Malachi. An abomination is committed in Israel.
Yep.
Judah has dealt treacherously. Yeah, that's not only Jerusalem, Judah, the Judeans, but it's also Judah himself.
Yeah, well, go to Jeremiah 2. How have you turned yourself into a strange vine unto me? Or a degenerate vine unto me?
We didn't know for centuries. We were race mixing the whole time, and and it caught up and it bit us in the ass, and there you go.
So it puts a whole new context to the situation. The mixed multitude went with them when later on it clarifies Judah created these monsters.
Yeah. But again, look at what happened when they returned from the Babylonian captivity. They had to be read the law in order to be convicted enough to separate themselves from the mongrel race that they just committed or created.
Committed. Same thing.
Yeah.
All violation of the law.
Exactly. And we just read Nehemiah 13, 2-3, which also was talking about it being part of the doctrine of Balaam. So that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. And we should mention just a quick brief mention of 1 Corinthians 10:8, where Paul brings us. He doesn't mention the doctrine of Balaam, but he mentions Numbers 25, verse 9, where the 23,000 children of Israel that Paul quotes, but Numbers 25:9 says 24,000, which is just a discrepancy between the Greek and the Hebrew. I would assume. I don't have the information up the top of my head.
The Masoretic texts weren't written yet.
Yeah, exactly. So we have all that, but that's really it. And then I have a few other notes of mentioning Balaam in Deuteronomy 23, 4-5, Joshua 13, 22, Joshua 24, 9-10, and in Micah 6:5. There's not really anything of significance there except for the prophets telling them, look, Balaam tried to curse you guys, and we're here. Fix it.
Yeah.
Did you want to go over Jezebel?
Yeah, I'm only running off of Christogenia's notes on that. Only because there really isn't much on it.
And we're getting close to the 2-hour mark.
And we are, so.
Oh wow, it's already been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, maybe not for you. You've been cutting in and out.
Yeah.
you and your damn starters.
It flew by for me too.
But,
damn truck.
I would like to point out in the Old Testament the story of Jezebel. I forget what even time period that was, honestly, but
during Elijah and the
kings at some point.
Ahab's wife, I believe.
Yes.
Or Ahab's mother. Was it wife or mother?
Wife.
Wife, thank you. So she was King Ahab's wife, and she caused basically the same bullshit to happen with Israel as Balaam did.
Yeah, and so I believe it happened in the land of Megiddo, and the word Megiddo is where we get the word Armageddon, and Armageddon and Har Megiddo. That's mountain of Megiddo, I believe.
Yep.
And then with that Armageddon, you have Revelation Revelation draws upon the symbolism that is Jezebel. So you got Armageddon, Jezebel, and all that. It's a cool symbolism that is kind of lost on most people.
Funny enough, I believe you can trace Jezebel to being an Edomite, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go back and double check that. I had some notes over that.
Yeah,
there are very, very far removed secondhand sources that suggest it, but I don't think there's anything really concrete on it.
But hey, know them by their
one
fruits,
way or
really.
the other. Well, yeah,
it would make sense if she was.
But it's still,
no, it really would.
Still in the unprovable category.
So I'm going to read from the CNT here for verses Revelation 2 verses 20 through 23, and it's the Church of Thyatira, and then I'm going to read William Fink's notes because I think this kind of really summarizes what the Jezebel situation really was. So it says, "But I have against you that you allow that woman Jezebel, who calls herself prophetess, and teaches and deceives my servants to commit fornication and eat things sacrificed unto idols." Oh, gee, that sounds pretty fucking familiar.
Yep.
And
wow.
I don't think we've ever talked about that yet, have we? So anyways, "And I have given her time in order that she would repent, yet she did not wish to repent from her fornication. Behold, I cast her into a bed, and those committing adultery with her into great tribulation, if they do not repent from her works." And actually, William Fink's notes here for bed also says that the Greek also could mean prison. I didn't get a chance to look that up myself, so for me to say that he's right is just conjecture, but I do trust that he is right. So I will look that up and confirm one way or the other soon enough. So, "And I shall slay her children with death, and all the assemblies shall know that I am he who examines the minds and hearts, and I shall give to each according to your works." So, anybody want to comment on just the passages before we read the notes?
Well, if all children are innocent, everything. Why is
I got something.
Just
sorry,
capping them off unless they're born of sin. I mean, how can you be born of sin if you're just a child in the Judeo time?
Yeah, and if Christ is going to kill your children with death, that means that they are physically abominable to him. They are sin.
Mm-hmm. I brought this up.
Notice is that they don't commit sin, but they are sin.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Adam.
Sorry, Adam.
Well, yeah, I brought this up at a church once, and of course it was a woman, and she was thinking, well, it can't literally be children though, right? Yeah, it is. Sorry, but
it's kids.
Oh yeah.
But another point here that I think is easy to miss. It literally says, "Kill her children with death," and you might think, well, that's redundant. Well, if you go back to Jude, in verse, what is it? Verse 12.
12. Yeah.
These people are they're beasts, they're fallen angels. They are twice dead. And so this is actually their second death.
Yeah.
God is going to throw them into the lake of fire. That's the second death. That's Revelation 20:14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And so those children that are killed with death, they are fallen angels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
We are the clouds that do have rain. We aren't. When we die, our soul goes on. They don't. Whatever they have doesn't.
Exactly. And to add to the whole child issue or children issue, I mean, the Greek word is literally teknon. It's a physical child. Doesn't matter male, female. It's a freaking child. There's no spiritual anything about it.
And I'll just point out, we are born from above, not born again, born from above. And that's what separates us from them.
Yep. And so let's go back to 20 real quick, too, because I want to touch on this, because a lot of women love calling themselves prophetesses, especially in the Judeo circles. And they'll feel that God's calling them to fornicate with some nigger, and they call it marriage, even though it's a government contract that says it's okay for her to fornicate and to be a whore. And this is quite a common thing. Like, they will do these pseudo healing prayer nonsensical things as prophetesses, and they will falsely call themselves prophets. And this one's very specific too, because she's calling herself a prophet or a prophetess, and she's teaching the people, and I would assume more than likely that she's seducing the women to commit fornication alongside with her. In other words, taking up strange men like she is.
Yeah.
Or this could just be a metaphor for the same doctrine we just covered. Possibly a combination of both. But the fact is going back to what we were talking about with Cain and the scribes and Sadducees and the Pharisees all being given chances to show that they're capable of doing good, but not being able to show anything for it. I have given her time in order that she would repent, yet she did not wish to repent from her fornication. So she saw nothing wrong in her sin.
God has it. And this is funny, and I feel kind of almost silly putting it this way. It's like it's rigged. They can't. It's something that's impossible for them.
Well, I mean, the whole system that Yahweh has developed has been stacked against them because they're not of His creation.
That's right. It has nothing to do with them. It's like trying to put like something in an ecosystem where it doesn't belong, and it trying to force the ecosystem to its own.
Yeah.
That's what this is. That's what they are.
Exactly. And so I'll read the notes here because I find these quite interesting too. That might help clarify some stuff to talk about. So it says, this reference to a woman who is called Jezebel here is not necessarily a reference to the historical Jezebel to which we were just talking about, Ahab's wife, but perhaps Jezebel is a type for this woman who deserved to be called Jezebel or used as an insult. And therefore, it is apparent that her sins are very much like those of the ancient Jezebel. The historical Jezebel was also a worshiper of Baal, and therefore took part in all of the same fertility rituals associated with Baal. Jezebel, whose name means literally "Baal exalts," or perhaps Baal is husband, was a daughter of was the daughter of Ethbaal, whose name means with Baal. Ethbaal is known as Ithobalus in the histories of Josephus, having had Menander's now lost in translation of the ancient chronicles of Tyre as his reference. Josephus related that Ethbaal was a priest of the idol Astarte, or Astaroth, of Scripture, reading from 1 Kings 11:5 and 1 Kings 16:31, who had taken the throne of Tyre by force from the descendants of the famous king Hiram. So, I mean, there's a lot to this, and it all goes back to Baal worship. I'm just stopping. Oh no, there it is. While there is no convincing proof that Ethbaal was a stock of the Canaanites, that is a possibility. However, even if Jezebel is only a type for this woman, whatever her true name may have been, we see here that even Jezebel was apparently given an opportunity to repent. So they just cannot do any good.
Yeah.
So going back to the whole Edomite speculation that you were mentioning, it's quite possible. There's really no solid, concrete evidence that she was a Canaanite or an Edomite. I mean, for God's sake, the apocryphal book of Job even says that Job was an Edomite. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, continuing on here. It is also apparent that Jezebel is a model of a whore, as Yahshua himself has described her. This is a fitting analogy. When Israel plays the harlot, the nation is eaten by metaphorical dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Duck, that was you, right? You like when they call them dogs, right?
Yeah.
So the Psalm of
David,
the Psalm of David, Psalm 22:16, in the Messianic prophecy, which was fulfilled by Christ, was surrounded by dogs because the children of Israel had played the harlot.
Mm-hmm.
So this seems to just be like a reoccurring theme. I don't know about y'all, but
it's the same exact story throughout the entire Bible.
And it's not just the entire Bible. It's what's going on right now.
All through history.
Yeah.
Idolatry is the beginning of fornication.
Yeah, and in Philippians chapter 3, Paul of Tarsus warned his readers to watch for dogs, watch for evil workers, watch for the concision.
Do not cast what is holy to the dogs.
Exactly. And the concision are the Jews, while Christians are the true... Oh, am I reading that? Well, the Christians are the true circumcision. He might have written that wrong.
The circumcision is
watch
of
for
the
the
heart.
circumcision. Yeah, exactly. Which Paul professed in the verses subsequent to appropriately, the body of Jezebel the harlot upon her death was eaten by actual dogs, as Yahweh had pronounced would happen to her in 2 Kings 9:36. So let's go. So now that we've pretty much shown that basically the doctrine of Jezebel is the same damn thing as the doctrine of Balaam. Let's go read Herodotus from Christogenea here. This one was in a different. Actually, was this? Oh no, this was in the same. This is actually in the same post. So this is part 5 of the revelation of Yahshua Christ. So it says the ancient Baal cults were fertility cults, and acts of sexual intercourse were integral to pagan worship of idols. Citing part 1 from our 2006 essay, Broken Cisterns, which I think was Clifton Emmeheiser's, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Herodotus writes of Bel, or Baal, who the Greeks equated with their Zeus, that the secret precinct of that idol in Babylon, quote, on the topmost tower there is a spacious temple, and inside that temple stands a couch of an unusual size, richly adorned with a golden table by its side. There is no statue of any kind set up in the place, nor is there a chamber occupied of nights by anyone but a single native woman, who, as the Chaldeans, the priests of this god, affirm, is chosen for himself by the deity out of all the women of the land. And this comes from Herodotus' Histories 1 and 181. The historian goes on to relate an identical practice in Thebes and Egypt, in the temple of Theban Zeus, or Ammon. Oh, there we go. Now it should be common sense that to most men, Christian or otherwise, that Bel, or Baal himself, certainly did not appear each night to some woman in this temple. Even Herodotus said this, quote, but I, for my part, do not credit it that the god comes down in person. But evidently, some man must have entered into these chambers, and quite possibly someone pretending to be Bel. Tertullian, the 2nd century defender of the Christian faith, writes, quote, "Then if I add, and the conscience of every man of you will recognize it as already, or as readily, excuse me, if I add that in the temples adulteries are arranged between the altars and the pander's trade is plied, that quite commonly in the very vestries of temple keeper and priest, under those same holy fillets, crowns and purple garments, while the incense burn, lust is gratified." So now in that he goes. So William Fink goes on to pretty much say that they would just pick and choose a woman, and some guy would give whatever the Baal priest some money to pretend that he's Baal, and they would go in the dark, in the cover of dark, have sex with this woman, and this woman would think that she's having sex with the god Baal. Mm-hmm. And this is what Balaam, this is what Baal worship is very sexual in nature. And Balaam knew this, obviously, which is why he was able to convince Balak to give the women of Moab as a temptation for the children of Israel. So both Jezebel and Balaam, in one respect or another, did teach to commit Baal worship, which is race mixing. It didn't matter. Baal worship doesn't matter who you're having sex with. It's whatever is appealing at that point. So race mixing is Baal sex.
It's all about the
fornication. Flesh. Yeah, Baal worship is fornication or race mixing. Mm-hmm. There's no way around that.
What do they say? They call all these gods in the Bible the dead gods, right?
Yeah.
And that's because they can only exist as like fleshly worship, physical worship.
Well, and the fact that they have to be carved out of stone or wood or,
it's like Fink says, there's nothing really spiritual about it at all.
No, there's absolutely nothing.
It's all crap.
Yeah. And to say that this is a spiritual nature of any kind is not only a disservice to your own people, mm-hmm. but it's a flat out lie. It's turning God into a liar. That's exactly what the Talmud does.
Mm-hmm. When I dabbled with the pagan stuff, I never engaged in any practices. Hands down, I pretty much was a witness, and I think my identity as a pagan was literally just for me to witness all that shit and see how it went down.
You cut out there, brother.
It was
repeat that last part.
Pagan stuff was just to witness it, not to partake in it, and I think that was part of God's plan for me, because I look into all that stuff. It is all sexual. That's when you get down to the bottom of all the occult, the bottom of all the pagan stuff. It is nothing but nothing but sexual rites.
Yeah, it's all sexual rituals.
It's like the whole point is to debase yourself.
And and everyone's denying it when, like, what's the difference at the end of the day then between that and satanic shit?
There is nothing. I mean, Satanism is Judaism. Judaism is Satanism. And Judaism is Baal worship. It's worship of self, hatred of God, thinking that you are your own God.
Yes.
It's absolute schizophrenia.
It goes back to your point that you pointed out. It's that they use it as a way to justify their sins, because they just want to worship the feel goods.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't want any type of responsibility
and
for their
paganism
actions.
does that for a person. You can do whatever you want. Your gods can you worship them whatever way you want. I've heard that said by pagans several times.
Yeah, pick whatever God that you agree with the most, and that's yours. Yeah. It's humanism.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Your truth is what you want it to be.
Exactly. That's like what that guy was arguing with. That's exactly what he was saying.
Well, then, now that just popped in my head. Well, what then is Judaism? It's spirituality. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
It's all.
And then they have a whole book that argues their way around God's law. That's what the whole Talmud is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that, but the Kabbalah also does too. All the spiritual things that we are to adhere to as kinsmen, the Kabbalah teaches to do the complete opposite, just like the Talmud teaches to do complete opposite of the given law.
Yeah.
It's absolute perversion. It's everything being completely upside down. I mean, not to go off on a huge digression, but why do you think that they're passing these quote unquote Noahide laws is so important for them? Because they can say that Yahshua Christ isn't God, therefore we're idolaters, therefore we must die. And this is all their satanic Talmud. This has nothing to do with Scripture. This isn't the Torah. It's their Torah. Their Torah, if you go ask any rabbi who's not a complete pathological liar, they'll tell you that their Torah is their Talmud. And you can witness video after video of people saying, oh, the Torah, and then the rabbi correcting them, the Torah is the Talmud.
Yet they'll cover up whole parts of Isaiah and Daniel with a black cloth.
Absolutely. They're sick. And then their little black cube worship that they attach to their head, and then they have the sand niggers over there worshiping the giant version of that same damn thing.
Well, the thing is, dude, the black cube thing comes from Arabia, and it is an extension of Ishtar sexual right shit.
Ishtar, and I think it's called Saturnalia in the Roman paganism.
Satyr shit.
It's all bullshit.
Adam's summary is quite accurate.
I hate it.
Yeah, you got all these stupid fucking names for all these stupid religions, all these stupid things. But they all have the same exact rules. Worship thyself.
Yeah, but the thing is people like to throw these things at you, and they will use the different names, and this is why we kind of regurgitate all the different names for the same sun worship, so to speak. Because you need to know who you're dealing with when somebody comes up to you and says Ishtar, or somebody comes up to you and says Saturnalia, or something stupid. You have to be able to give an answer. And I have the same problem when I'm saying Idumean, like Herod the Idumean versus Herod the Edomite versus Herod the bastard of Esau. I confuse people, and I have to sort of explain that these three things are the same people. There's the bastards of Esau, there's the Edomites, and the Idumeans. They're the same, and the Mount and those of Mount Seir. They're all four of those things are the same group of people. It's just Scripture even uses different terminologies at different times for those same people.
My advocation to that is to every time we ever refer to a Jew, just hyphenate it with the word Edomite. Every single time.
Yeah, I try to do that even with these debates on Gab and stuff.
It's a bridge for them. They know what a Jew is, but they don't know it's directly associated with Edomite. And if you,
exactly. And then when they ask, it's 1925's Encyclopedia Judaica that says that they are Edomites, and I believe it's 1983's Jewish Almanac that says that they are Edomites.
I got a really great compilation website with all those quotes. I'll send it to the group.
Yeah, absolutely, and you should probably post that on your on this video's footnotes too.
Sure,
that would be great.
Yeah, it's called "From the Jew's Own Mouth."
Sounds about right. Yeah, again, you give them enough rope, they'll hang themselves.
They always overstep. Always.
Exactly, and they can't help but brag about it.
It's a shit-eating grain.
kind of evolving a little bit on their mystical BS, like all their terminology, and they're trying to bank on your ignorance. So knowing, even though it's no fun studying their garbage, it's somewhat helpful to call them, to be able to call them on their bullshit.
Yeah, use it against them.
Especially when they try to say that the Talmud does not advocate for raping children under 9. It's like, it straight up fucking does, and it's the most disgusting thing.
Yeah, it says that, exactly, and you were raped.
And it's exactly why Martin Luther went from, oh, I love the Jews, to, oh, we got to kill them all and drive them out, burn down their synagogues.
He was fine with the Jews until he talked to them.
No, he was fine with them until he read the Talmud. He was fine talking to them, and then he read the Talmud, and then he was like, oh, fuck no, this ain't it. These are devils.
What was his quote? The only way to baptize a Jew is to tie a millstone around his neck and throw him over the bridge.
Yeah.
In the name of Abraham, and throw him in the river,
Yep.
You guys, I saw a song recently on Gab, and sadly it's like it's almost Islamic, but it's talking about Jews, and it's singing about the bastard sons of Abraham. It's actually it's like kind of death metal kind of thing. It's kind of cool, but yeah, they're bastard sons of Abraham.
Yeah,
that's for
sure.
They
got that part right.
Well, and it's true, and Christ didn't deny that they were offspring of Abraham. He didn't. But he also told him straight up, your father is the devil, and he was the murderer from the beginning, and the father of lies, which...
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're part Israelite. Your demon blood overrides that. You're no longer known by our Father.
Exactly. That's it exactly. It doesn't matter. You can proclaim honestly that you are of Abraham's seed until you're blue in the face, but it don't mean shit if you're a bastard.
No,
that's right.
Children of Abraham, but not the children of the promise.
What is it? Hebrews 8 or 12, I think it is, where a bastard is not chastised, but a son is.
Mm-hmm.
It's eluding me right now. I apologize, but yeah. So, any closing thoughts on the doctrine of Balaam or Baal worship in general?
Well, I'll say what I said last time. These Judeos never understand that it always starts with, because of joining with this woman, you will lead to idolatry. It's not if you choose this woman and idolatry.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to.
It's exactly it. It's exactly it. Your lust will cause you to fall into idolatry. Mm-hmm. Your lust will cause you to worship whatever your neighbor worships.
If you start
even if it's
sorry,
even if it's this modified Jesus that loves everybody, you're going to worship an idol, and he might share the same name as Joshua, but he's not Joshua.
If you start banging an orangutan, you're gonna start climbing trees and eating fruit.
Yeah,
your kids sure.
Your kids will.
If you start banging a Negro, you're gonna start dealing drugs, and burning down cities.
I was kind of looking forward to doing the drive-by. In Minecraft.
You're not black
in
enough
Minecraft.
To do that. Minecraft.
Before the feds kick in the door. It was just talking about Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft.
See, it was Minecraft.
Hey, guys, everything is spiritual, so we're good.
Exactly. It was a spirit. It was a spiritual drive-by I had in mind.
It's a spiritual drive-by.
It was Christ was killing spiritual children in Revelation chapter 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're just agreeing with them, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we this conversation has been pretty much straight on point, and I can't wait for the next one.
I enjoyed this one a lot.
This was intense. I'm not gonna lie. This was intense.
I just wish Heidi could have been part of it.
I feel bad because Fest has a lot more to add to this, but on his gab, and it's so damn good. But it'll be here
if
for
you
2 hours.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's gonna be a while. This is actually something I've been adding to for about 2 weeks now since we kind of
Yep.
first started doing it. I've been kind of adding, and I was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it today, so I'm gonna send this out there.
That was great. Now, is there anything that we didn't cover? Because I know a lot of it we covered from what you wrote, but is there anything that you did write that we didn't cover that you want to?
Let me go right back. Hold on just a second.
While you look at that, I want to point out one thing before I forget it. But the difference between CI and everything else is allowed to change as people grow with it, whereas ours is always about going back to the source and trying to see exactly what the original was.
Yes, and this is like what that pagan had such a big issue with. His big issue with Christianity was absolute being absolute and dealing with everything, and that is all that truth is absolute. Without being absolute, there is no truth. There is no nothing. You can't Talmud your way out of what God said. I don't care how good you are with words.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And this postmodern thing in the circuses, the churches, whatever you want to call the damn things at this point, but the Judeo-Tard gathering centers, they're all postmodernist theory where even their doctrines are relative, like they can just shift. Like
it changes.
That used to be heretical, but it's not now, because now we understand that this thing
now niggers are human.
Yeah, exactly.
No, seriously, like even in the before like desegregation and everything, there was none of this bullshit. There was no mixing. We may say it's okay to see one of them in church every now and then, but they need their own churches, and you are not to ever mix with them. And now, what you're saying you can't mix with them? How dare you? You're evil. Things change because they never had it as fully established correctly. This is an absolute. You can't deviate from it. That's not how it works.
Exactly.
Manipulation from the Jews.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And all these seminaries, it doesn't matter. All of these seminaries are Jewish poison.
Yeah, I made this deal before I went and became part of CI. I am still at an evangelical college. Oh, please pray for me. But
this might actually help you better understand and formulate your own arguments for others against said evangelists.
I dropped out of my MDiv because of what I was learning. So
but you still took all those tools.
I still have, dude. It cost me tens of thousands of dollars at this point for all these damn books. I'm gonna at least use 5 of them.
Right. By the way, I'm so excited. Thank you too for helping me find that book.
Which one?
The Hebrew one.
Oh, Gesenius?
Yeah.
Yep.
I got one exactly like Faust, except for
I actually have 2 of them. I have one that's older than the one that I sent you. I have that one
really?
kind of put up.
Is there any major differences?
No. The only major difference, this one that I showed you is fairly kind of new, and the only major difference is that one was sold. This one never. They didn't see this one. The one I showed you I think is coded to Strong's.
Yeah, this one I got.
Okay. That one is not.
Okay, so it'd probably be easier with the version I got then.
Yes. Okay. Now I would say there's nothing more special, but anyone that's after the one I showed you, I guess the one that you got, like I have a new Brown Driver Brig Gesenius Hebrew English lexicon. That's a more modern one. That's kind of like a combination of a couple other Hebrew lexicons. It does not have the part about Adam being white in there.
And your Brown Driver
Brig, the blue one.
Yeah.
Gesenius.
Yeah.
That's funny because that's where I found Adam was white years ago. Was Brown Driver Briggs.
Really? And the one I have anyway.
I'm saying years ago. I'm saying years ago. So, and this is through Logos software. So, and like I've been trying to tell you guys, or I've been telling you guys, they keep changing definitions.
Yeah. It's really
yeah. And they just say it's to help be more modern understanding of what it means.
Yeah,
that's the excuse.
Exactly.
Really just to change scriptures.
That's right.
Exactly, Eagle. That's their intent. I mean, Adam went from being a white, fair-skinned, ruddy, blush to one of them's now brownish red, and it's just nonsense. It's absolute horse crap. And I that one I actually literally watched change over the course of like 2 days. I had screenshotted it. It meant ruddy, white, whatever. And then a few days later, my friend asked me to screenshot it again because he can't find it. I go back and it says brown, brownish red. I'm like,
oh, he's the color of dirt. Dirt's brown. He's brown.
That's what I need.
Well, and to add to that real quick is they use adome, the dirt, to suggest that that's the root word for Adom. No, it's not. Adam is the root word for Adome.
Yeah. Because God nicknamed him after the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go, Mr. Dirt. What the fuck does that mean?
Here you go, Mr. Dirt.
Well, that's pretty base, though, right? Calling the Black Adam frickin' dirt.
I always tell people, imagine if the Bible and everything was all written by niggers. Imagine how it would be worded and how it would sound, like trying to read it.
Well, Faust, you're in luck because they have an Ebonics version.
Nah.
I'm not kidding. They have an Ebonics translation.
No, I need it. Where is it at? I want to read it.
Hold on a second.
Can you send it to the group?
And
hold on a second.
And Moses said, Pharaoh, shit. Where my people be, we needs to be, let's go.
Hold on.
Hawaiian Pigeon translation or something like that.
What's that?
The Ebonics Bible. Here are the 10 Commandments from the Ebonics Bible.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. I don't know where it is, but I got to find this. Hold on. Where is it?
Come on. Shall not do that shit.
I am the Lord Almighty, your God, who brought you out of Egypt.
Oh, my
God.
When things were tough, and when he told them, don't put anyone else before me, don't make any carved image or anything or things that look like what is in heaven or below, and don't bow down to these things like
I'm surprised it didn't say.
What the fuck does that mean? And don't bow down to any of these things like they are anything heavy. Not ever.
What? I'm surprised it didn't say when you were feeling adversity, like they always say in the sports and shit.
When I pulled it up, hold on. This is
okay. Hold on. No, it gets better. Hold on.
Okay.
So third commandment: you shouldn't diss the Almighty's name. Using it in cuss words or rapping with one another. It ain't cool, and payback's a monster. That's commandment 3.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh! Hold on. Remember the day that the Almighty, which is the seventh day. What? Remember the day of the Almighty, which is the seventh day. Oh, this must be the Sabbath. Okay. Wow. Even this is confusing me.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
After you've worked 6 days, give the seventh to the Almighty. And then in parentheses it says, remember that the Almighty made the heavens and the earth in 6 days. He rested on the seventh day and blessed it as right on.
Oh my God.
That's right on.
Commandment number 5. You shouldn't be taking nothing from your homeboys.
This is what we get for letting niggers up, dude. That's literally it.
Yeah,
give honor to your mom and dad, and you'll live a long time.
Long damn time.
That whenever they read they don't functionally really understand. They're like, yeah, if I said a nice thing about my mom and dad, and that means I get to live longer.
I get to live for 5 minutes longer, man.
Commandment 7: Don't waste nobody.
Don't waste nobody.
Don't waste them.
Number 8:
But it's spiritual.
Don't mess around with someone else's old man or old lady.
Well, that's for the gay niggers.
Yeah, damn.
I'm assuming that's don't commit adultery.
Oh,
I would assume.
All right, number 9: Don't go around.
What's adultery?
Don't go around telling lies about your home buddies.
Home buddies.
It just gets worse. How is this possible?
Yeah. And the 10th commandment: don't want what you can't have or what your home buddy has. It ain't cool.
It ain't cool.
That doesn't even make sense.
Oh my!
I don't know, dude. I'm
making a T-shirt. That's it. It's settled.
Holy shit! Hold on. Oh, it's like. Oh, okay. I found it on Amazon.
Hey.
Hold on.
If I typed this in and this popped up on my search result, this is on Bible Gateway and it says Hawaii Pigeon HWP translation. And here's on John 3, Jesus talk to Nicodemus. Had one Pharisee guy, his name Nicodemus, and he was one leader for the Jewish people. One night, he went go by Jesus and tell him, Teacher, we know that you one teacher who come from God, because nobody can show us the kind awesome stuff that you doing if God not say with it.
You like can't help but read it.
That's even worse. That's even worse. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Jesus tell him, that's right. And I tell you this too. Whoever not born again, God's new way, they no go and get God for the king.
Why did they say king and not Kang? It's just like Kang. Man, they can't even translate their own properly.
This can't be real. This is like the most...
It's a real Bible. That's the funniest part.
So in general chat, I just linked it from Amazon. They have an Ebonics Bible.
Oh my God. I gotta link this shit for y'all. Y'all gotta read this shit. But yeah, this would now. Anytime a Black Hebrew Israelite talks to you, just don't even say anything. Just share them this.
Oh my God.
Here you go.
Oh man, this is awful. Bible Gateway, Hawaii Pigeon.
She's Dr. Nicodemus.
Oh God.
Had one Pharisee guy. What a sentence! Wow.
Had one Pharisee guy. His name be Nicodemus. Oh my gosh.
It's that bad.
Why? They even got "duh" in there. Oh, what?
Oh.
That nigga went crazy, man. Fucking set all Jews free.
Oh my God. This is brutal.
Oh. You just gave me endless hours of entertainment.
So what is it? What is John 3:16 here?
Oh,
God when get so plenty love and aloha fo da pupo inside the world that he when send me his one and only boy so that everybody that trusts.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I had to mute. I was laughing too hard. So that everybody that trusts me get cut off from God. God, I can't even read this.
This is bad.
No get cut off from God, but get the real kind life that stay to the max forever.
Dude,
please stop.
What the hell?
What is this like? Is this like Jamaican Hawaiian niggers or what is that?
I'm trying to figure it out. I have no idea, but I am sharing this with everybody. I'm going to start reading this to people that piss me off.
If this isn't the biggest flag to show you that black people should not be Christians, I don't know what else is.
If this doesn't show you that they legitimately can't read or write on their own, I don't know what does.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, they corrupt the scripture. Like, it's right there, and it's fucking hilarious. Oh my god!
And that
Imagine in like 20 years from now, that will be like a necessity in nigger churches.
Oh my god!
No, that'll be a necessity in public schools.
No, dude, it's gonna be racist to read by then.
No, it's probably racist now. It's probably gonna, in order to even understand.
I don't know how. I really don't know how that made it on there.
Oh god! I know. I just looked for the Ebonics version and it's not here, but you can buy it on Amazon.
Actually, this is worse than what you was reading.
I know. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get to it. Exodus 20, right? Or is it 22? Oh, this is going to be hard to find in this jungle. Exodus 20. What in the hell? Do they not have this? Oh, what is this? Only New Testament?
Yeah, looks like it. Number 1 from Peter. Number 2, it says number. Then for the Hebrew people.
For the Galatia people. Peepo. And it's not even people, it's peepo.
Look, Revelation is what Jesus showed John.
They can't spell it. Oh, Revelation 2:23. We're going to Revelation 2:23. I got to see what this is. I guess. Since we just talked about this, where's 23 here?
Oh, Titus.
Does Jesus cap an ass in Jezebel at the end?
I'm checking.
Oh my god.
Foshua. I gonna kill everybody that make like her.
Yeah,
then all the church people go and know that I the one that look inside the heart and head and know what everybody stay like and what they think. And I ain't going to pay everybody for what they do when do good or bad. Holy shit.
It should say
I feel like I'm reading Dr. Seuss.
If you tread on my gang, I shoot a cap in your child's ass.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. What's that?
Go
sell we can make a better nigger Bible than they can.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
What is it, Luke 9?
I just got an idea, guys. We got to do a whole session like this, but we can only read from this book.
No, please.
No.
That's too much.
It'll last like 5 minutes.
We should even stop now.
So what's Luke 19:23? Anybody remember? It's like go sell your sword and buy a cloak or some shit, or go buy your cloak or go sell your cloak and buy a sword. I think that's it. Hold on 1 second.
Therefore, then gave us not thou my money into the bank. No, that's something else.
You found it.
What?
Oh no, that was just King James.
Then another worker guy come on and he say, "Boss, hey yo, hide your gold coin. I wouldn't go hide them inside one cloth. I scared you because you one hard guy." What?
Wow.
Wait, what was that one?
What in the world?
This is Luke 19:20. The boss tell, I'm going to make like one judge what you wouldn't say, show you one bad worker. You know I one hard guy. I take what not mine's and I cut the crop that I never plant. How come you never put my money inside the bank so that when I come back I can't read anymore?
I'm going to read Luke 22:36 the right way.
Yeah, that's the right one.
This is going to be the right way. So he said to them, "But now if you have a purse, take it and also a bag, and if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one." What does it say in the black version?
All right, you ready for this?
Yep.
He say, "Hey, teacher, from all the rules God Oh, is this 22:36 or did I click on the wrong one?
No,
oh, I'm on Matthew. My bad. Whoops. Hold on. Luke 22:36.
Hey,
22:36. There we go. Whoops. And Jesus say, but now whoever get the money bag, one bag for clothes, take 'em. And the guy that no more sword, wow, jeez, good he sell his coat for buy one sword. Oh my god. I feel like I'm losing brain cells.
I don't think they even know what a sword is.
I'm surprised it didn't say gap.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no point in keeping going. I mean, I think we could do a better job making it, honestly.
Yeah.
But
we're at the 2.5 hour mark too, so.
Yeah, we're just here for shits and giggles at this point. We had a great conversation, and honestly, we need a good laugh at their expense.
All right. Well, with that being said, guys, next weekend we're gonna do a more relaxing, just kind of roundtable talk because we have 2 people who are interested in coming and sharing their origin stories.
It's gonna be great.
That's gonna be great. So we can just do questions and answers and just. Yes. Try to keep a lot more serious than what we just did.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to refrain from reading from this jigaboo shit. Whatever I just.
I will refrain myself. Yeah.
Otherwise, we know that's just gonna be the whole night. All right, and I'm stopping recording now.